At 2 a.m., you're staring at your ceiling, wondering if you're falling behind. You see people building wealth online, making moves, living big, and it makes you question your own path. So today we're breaking down one of the most controversial financial stories of the last 50 years. Not to worship it, but to extract what actually works. This is the real financial story of Donald Trump. He didn't start from nothing, and that matters. Trump grew up inside business. His father, Fred, was already a successful real estate developer. Donald didn't just inherit money, he inherited knowledge. Deal structures, market instincts, how to negotiate. And that's the first lesson. Your environment shapes your financial education faster than anything else. The fastest way to learn wealth building isn't a course. It's proximity to people already doing it. Then he made a bold bet. In the 1970s, Manhattan real estate was risky. The city was nearly bankrupt. Developers were pulling out. Trump moved in. He negotiated a deal to renovate a failing hotel near Grand Central. He secured tax breaks from a desperate city. He partnered strategically to reduce his own risk. Lesson 2: buy when others are scared, but always structure your downside before you swing big. Then came the brand. Trump didn't just build buildings, he licensed his name to them. That wasn't just ego. It was a business model. By making his identity synonymous with luxury, he built something more valuable than any single property, a brand that could generate income completely independent of his assets. That is lesson 3. Your reputation is a financial asset. Build it intentionally. But then everything broke. By the early 1990s, Trump owed an estimated $900 million personally and $3.5 billion. Across his businesses, banks were threatening to pull the plug. Here's the part most people skip. He didn't escape through genius alone. The banks restructured his debt because they needed him to survive too. His debt was spread across so many institutions that letting him collapse would have hurt them. Lesson 4, and this one is underrated. How you structure debt matters as much as how much you borrow. Sometimes what you owe gives you leverage, not just liability. The reinvention. In 2004, The Apprentice launched. It didn't matter that Trump had filed for corporate bankruptcy 4 times. What mattered was how millions of viewers perceived him as the ultimate authority on business. That perception rebuilt everything. Licensing deals, speaking fees, a completely new financial position. Lesson 5, and this one cuts both ways. Perception can outpace reality. Use it to rebuild when you fall. But don't let someone else's perception game fool you into thinking you're getting something real. Because the same tool that rebuilt Trump's image was also used to mislead investors and exaggerate results. Understand it. Don't be blinded by it. Here's what you actually take from this. 1. Get around people building what you want to build. 2. Invest during fear. Protect your downside first. 3. Build a brand around your work. It compounds. 4. Understand your debt. Know who you owe and why. 5. When things fall apart, protect your credibility above everything. That's what rebuilds the rest. But let's be real for a second. This story isn't perfect. There are controversies, lawsuits, criticism about how deals were handled and how wealth was represented. And that matters. Because success isn't just about winning, it's about how you win and what it costs you. So instead of blindly copying the story, you need to understand it. Take the principles. Question the methods. Now bring this back to your life. Maybe you're not building skyscrapers. Maybe you're just trying to get your first win. But the patterns are the same. You will feel behind sometimes. You will doubt yourself. And at some point, something won't work. That's not failure. That's the moment that decides everything. Because here's what this story really teaches. You don't need a perfect start. You don't need a flawless journey. And you definitely don't need to win every time. What you need is the ability to stay in the game, to adapt when things break down, to rebuild when things fall apart, and to understand that your story isn't over just because things went wrong. At 2 a.m., when you're staring at that ceiling again, remember this: the difference between people who make it and people who don't isn't talent, isn't luck. It's who decides to keep going when everything says stop. If this gave you something real, share it. And subscribe, because we're just getting started.